Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin on a Thursday morning, and guess who strolled in out of the cold and from the other side of the pond? Ollie Williams, back in the studio this morning. Good morning.
I remember you.
I know
morning.
you look sprightly, sir.
Yeah, I'm feeling all right. I've noticed actually over the last 3.5 weeks, I'm surprised how many bags have gone from under my eyes. So
I can imagine.
To put them all back.
All right, let's get packing. Yes, and I had a wonderful 2 weeks off as well. Thank you. Yes, it's been quite a time. It's been almost a month.
It's been almost a month.
You left on the 17th.
Yeah, 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
It was a lovely time.
Yeah.
The UK, exactly how I remember it. Full of nice people.
Full of nice people.
But 7 degrees and grey.
And lots of other things.
And lovely sandwiches.
Lovely. Beautiful sandwich. That soft oatmeal bread with poached salmon. Like those bold British flavors.
Mm-hmm.
I know you must have noticed that when I posted that on your first post after you left. Yeah. It was
No, I ignored it. I was enjoying my sandwich. What have I missed?
So tasty.
What's new?
So many things are new. Today's show is brought to you by Just Fitness.
Yes, because we're changing our lives.
That's right. We're giving away 2 life change entries tomorrow after 8 o'clock. Scotty Thomson's going to be in the studio 8 o'clock, and we're going to give that away.
Tomorrow. We're doing it today, are we?
Today? No, tomorrow.
Today's a giveaway.
Today? Tomorrow's the giveaway.
It's today. Scott just walked in.
Is it Thursday?
Yes, it's Thursday. I see nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed at all. We actually joked about this yesterday. I have no idea what day it is. And when he was doing the best of mornings at the cabin, he's like, do you realize how many times you screw up the day? I'm like, no.
All those extra people listening, it's Thursday today.
Yay!
Don't worry, you're going to get the win.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Wheeler, Ollie with you, and Lekter, of course.
Hey.
Hi.
What's going on?
Welcome back. Wait.
What?
No. Welcome back, Ollie.
Thanks. Well, welcome back, Lekter, as well. He's been away
Been
for
here
like half
literally
a day.
the entire time you have.
I know.
Except this morning.
That's right. I got here before you.
Yeah.
Barely. And it is Thursday, just so everyone knows. I don't know if you guys knew. It is Thursday this morning, and we are giving away the Just Fitness Life Change entries today.
We have got so many entries. The way it's going to work, just after 8 o'clock, Scott from Just Fitness is going to be right here in the studio. He will draw out 2 names. You will have 15 minutes after that to message the station. Go on our Facebook page, or you can just email us, mailbox@cabinradio.ca, and claim that. I don't care what you message us with, but as long as we hear from you in some shape or form, as long as it's not, I don't want your prize, you could stick it. Whatever you message in with, then you get the prize. But if you don't beat the 15-minute clock, then we draw more names.
Why would you enter if you were just going to tell us to stick it?
Have you met some people? Some people, man. Some people.
Some people will tell you to stick it no matter what's going on.
There are some really quite fit people who've entered this contest, and you're like, oh,
yeah, you know
come
what?
on.
Yeah, they're not allowed to win.
Get out of here.
We've already weeded those people out. You know what? I mean, if you've got a 6-pack already, you're out of here. You can stick it.
You do not need a life change. Your life change contest is to go to McDonald's every day, 4 times a day for the next month.
I am totally willing to do that contest as well.
Yeah. We've totally creeped on every entrance profile. And if you have ever taken a gym selfie, you're disqualified.
You're out.
Disqualified.
Get out of here.
You've
already changed your life.
That's right. It's from like 8 years ago.
That still matters, Jesse, online.
All right. Okay. Anyway. We're still gushing over Ollie being back. You got back, yesterday afternoon? Yes, last night?
Last night.
Already back at work.
I missed you guys.
What time did you fly in?
Got in about 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
No.
What did you do? Window, aisle, seat?
On transatlantic flights, so long flight, anybody, like golden rule of long flights, middle block aisle if you're traveling on your own.
Middle block aisle.
Oh.
Because then middle block aisle means
with somebody.
If you're especially on an overnight flight, then if you're on your own, it means the likelihood is the other 2 seats in the middle block will get taken by a couple if they get taken by anyone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the middle person is more likely to disturb the person they know than you to get out. So thereby, if you sit anywhere else in the plane, you've either got to disturb someone or someone's got to disturb you to get out and use the bathroom or whatever. But if you take middle block aisle on your own, you've got more chance that someone will. And lo and behold, I had a 9-hour flight yesterday. Didn't have anybody trying to disturb me otherwise.
Brilliant.
I need that window. Got to lean up against the wall.
Speaking of relevant show prep from yesterday, we were talking about the airline cookbook.
That's right.
How was your airline food?
How was the food?
You know what? It was. Guess what the options were?
Chicken or fish.
Chicken or pasta? Come on.
Yeah,
you can't
I don't think you can do
options.
fish. I don't think you can do fish on an airline.
You can't do 2 meat options. Like, imagine the outrage.
Could you have chicken in your pasta? Because that would be
basically the
lovely.
pasta option is always just whatever the chicken guys are getting, just without the chicken in it. Right?
Just an extra scoop of pasta.
Yeah.
Were you on Air Canada?
Yeah.
Did they treat you okay?
They did all right. What did I do? I watched Super Troopers 2.
Oh, I still haven't seen it.
No, me neither.
And I love the first one.
It's just a gong show of a movie. But it's the kind of movie where 5 minutes in, you're like, okay, I see like the level I'm going to need to operate at for this movie.
Well, you've seen the first one.
No.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh.
I've only seen the
You
second
must have
one.
been so lost.
No, it didn't.
With its intricate plot
Yeah.
and storyline.
It did not take overly long to figure out the deal.
Let's
And you
watch
know
it
what?
right meow.
In a sort of mindless kind of way, it was like, you know what, this is actually somewhat entertaining. Rob Lowe is in it.
Yes, he is.
I was like, what did they have to pay you to do this?
Probably
Rob?
not much. Rob Lowe is very open to a lot of things.
Playing
Well,
the
they were-
French-Canadian
they were
mayor
well,
of a small town.
Yes.
They were well crowdfunded for that movie.
Yeah,
though.
they got like
They
$3 million
did,
bucks in crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a goal on GoFundMe, and when it got hit,
Honestly-
they're like, all right, we're going to make this movie.
And honestly, you can't tell that they spent a cent of it.
Maybe they didn't. Maybe it's a producer's
That's
situation.
right. The
here.
whole thing was filmed on an iPhone, which is something Steven Soderbergh's been doing. So
Took
that's-
home $1.5 million in the bank.
Yeah.
Thank you, GoFundMe.
And I mean, like when you go fund me for something like that, and it's like a small budget. I mean, you have a halfway decent opening weekend. You're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
pretty much.
And the
yeah.
great thing about GoFundMe is that you don't have to, or crowdfunding is that you don't have to pay anybody back.
Other thing I watched, and I was going to tell you about this, is I watched the first 2 episodes of Atlanta. Because they were...
season
they were
1 or
on
season 2?
Season 1, because
Okay,
I haven't
good.
seen any of it yet.
All right, good.
And it was really, really good.
It's fantastic.
And I know you're a big fan.
I am a huge fan of Atlanta. It is something very fresh and very new and very smart. I love it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to get into that one now so we can
Do
all
it.
gush about it.
And also,
together.
aside from it being really funny, it's got incredible music in it as well. Yeah.
Nice.
So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So a good trip.
It's a good trip.
Great
But
trip
it's
all around.
nothing quite as good as being right back here in the desk that you broke earlier this week. I had a keyboard tray here when I left the building 3.5 weeks ago.
I bumped
now,
it slightly.
Now there's an
This is what
empty
happened.
space.
I bumped it slightly. Well, I'm glad the highlights of your trip were watching Super Troopers 2 on a plane. That's great.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
It's time for our annual Message from Aliens reports. Every year or so, it seems like we're receiving some sort of mysterious radio signal from a distant galaxy. Most of the time, it's just kind of it seems to be, I don't know what it is, pulsars and things like these. But this one is garnering some interest. And I was looking at the BBC article, and this one was picked up by a telescope in BC, and there were 13 fast radio bursts known as FRBs. But with those was a very unusual repeating signal coming from a source 1.5 billion light years away, which is insane. It's insane to think that we can even pick up radio signals from 1.5 billion years.
It's insane to think that we can pick up radio signals from 1.5 billion light years away, but can we get an FM license?
Boom! This will go on our
You can listen to them.
CRTC
You can
application
listen to
demo.
some alien radio station from a distant galaxy. Can you get cabin radio in your car this morning? No.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
You gotta
It's
get
very,
Well,
Yeah.
you can, yeah.
very easy.
But not by accident.
Oh.
Somewhere in Andromeda, they're listening to CBC this morning. Oh, because it's their only choice. Anyway,
but
carry
I
on.
mean, the signals come all the time because, like I said, the space gives off signals. But having something repeating is what's so interesting here because obviously, if it's repeating, there's some sort of pattern. That means there's possibly some sort of intelligent life. Now, I'm sure that this will probably be explained at some point, but I did pick out this article from a group on Facebook called ET UFO Disclosure, and they seem to think, does this even matter? It's just going to be a matter of time before they admit it. And even if it's true, what he says, even if it's true, what does it matter if they come forward publicly and admit it? At some point, they are going to have to admit ET have lived among us the whole time and are at war with us to validate the enslavement of us. Okay, it goes a little far.
Oh, wow.
It goes a little
Yeah.
far. I do lean into, like, I mean, I think we can all agree that there's probably more than probably alien life or life outside of our solar system, outside of our planet.
Right.
I think we're intelligent young men enough to do that. But I do lean into the camp that would suggest that, like, if aliens or other beings had made contact with Earth, that we wouldn't know about it. That the powers that be would hide it, because it would cause a mass crazy panic. Again, bringing up the whole, like, if you take away lines in a parking lot, it's chaos. Can you imagine telling somebody, hey, by the way, there's aliens and they're living amongst us?
Yeah.
You know?
There's certainly more reasons you would think, you know, if you're in a position of power, there's certainly more reasons to keep that sort of thing under wraps than to be like, hey, everybody.
Oh, I don't know. Imagine a certain president right now, if ever there was going to be motivation to build a really big wall. Well, there's a whole bunch of aliens. No, actual ones. Not illegal ones, actual ones. And we're going to build a wall.
Aliens.
And they're not going to be able to get through the wall because they've never seen a wall this big, and they won't understand, and they won't be able to speak our language, so they won't be able to read the blueprints, so we're going to build a wall.
Well, in all honesty, in more than any other time in like modern history, this is probably the president who would just blab it out. Just be like, this is what's going on.
But what does that tell you? That he hasn't done that yet.
That's true.
Right? Because he's
probably not even privy to that
He may not even be privy to that. But I mean, like, that's the thing. He's just kind of, that guy, just kind of spits stuff out, and every once in a while something of truth will pop out. He just lies about everything. But every once in a while he's just like, yeah, Montenegro's going to go to war, and the World War III is going to kick off in the Middle East. And you're all like, wait, what? What? That's possibly closer to the truth. Now, Ollie, I know you're a fairly pragmatic person, but do you believe that there is such a thing as media conditioning?
What does that mean?
So, like, I mean, it's kind of, I guess it would be akin to propaganda, but it would be like conditioning people through, say, not liberal, but like, say, art influences people to think a certain way. That would be considered kind of conditioning of like a art of mass appeal, conditioning people to think a certain way. So
it depends who you think's doing the conditioning,
I suppose. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, who would be doing the conditioning?
Yes, obviously, like major TV shows or big newspapers have an impact on what the population thinks about things.
Yeah,
they often, and those shows and those newspapers know that they're doing that, and they do that for a reason. But I think what you're getting at is who is behind that. And,
well, not necessarily who's behind that.
So, for example, let's look at The Apprentice or Survivor, which were both produced by the same man.
Yeah.
And The Apprentice conditioned absolutely the population of the U.S. to see Donald Trump as a successful businessman at a time when he really wasn't.
He was not.
And he'd gone through several bankruptcies.
That's why he was on a reality show.
Right. He was turned into this image of a successful businessman by the show, which has had a considerable knock-on effect.
Yeah.
Was that done because someone somewhere wanted him to be president? Probably not.
No.
Was it done because it was a surefire money earner and it was going to make the show more successful and people were going to get rich? Yes.
Yes. Okay. But say so there is that example, but say the example of, say, like what conservatives would call the liberal Hollywood agenda, where they're pushing stories that feature LGBTQ members or anti-racist messages. Like, that would be kind of considered a little bit of conditioning. Good conditioning, mind you, but sharing stories that make people go, oh, maybe I shouldn't be a racist dirtbag.
I mean, it's conditioning, I guess, but it's also like those are the viewpoints of the people writing them.
Yes, right. Of course.
I think there's often a suggestion that people in the mainstream media are getting their orders from shady figures somewhere. Mm-hmm. And, like, I could not be more mainstream media. I've worked for CNN.
People are screaming at their phones right now.
I've worked for CNN. I've worked for the BBC. I've worked for CBC. I've worked for, I could not have been more mainstream in my career.
What you're saying is that you're the enemy.
Literally nobody has ever told me what to write. And I've worked in some I've worked on Israel-Palestine stuff. I've worked on stuff to do with the war in Afghanistan. I've worked on political stuff. Nobody has ever come close to like, it's not even been a discussion point. It's not even been a fear.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work like that. Yes. Certainly not at the organizations that I have worked for. And if it did work like that, I could tell you right now, the first people to tell you would be whoever had just been sent back to their desk and told to rewrite this another way, because they would probably quit and post about it on Twitter. The point I was going to get to, we kind of meandered, but about aliens.
would be the conditioning of, like, say, movies and things like that, where they feature alien invasions and all that stuff, preparing us for the fact that this is going to happen.
So guess what I watched on the plane yesterday? A documentary
Super
about
Troopers 2.
I did watch that. I also watched a documentary by James Cameron about that exact thing, where he asked Steven Spielberg that exact question.
Yeah.
He said, have you been sent here by aliens to condition us by making alien invasion movies where it all turns out okay in the end?
And Steven Spielberg says,
absolutely.
You got me. That's his language.
Yeah. And then he ate.
And then he ate James Cameron's face.
Yes.
But I mean,
it was an odd end to the documentary, and then the credits rolled, and it was all a little bit. And I sort of took my headphones off at the plane and looked around a little bit, and then everyone had tentacles.
That's right. Okay, but that is
then you took a nap.
That's an interesting question, but that'd be a better question would be: is there someone funding these movies or whatever?
I think you would have to be off your head to believe any of that. Yes.
We'll see when you do your upcoming stint with Fox News. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Let us know how Tommy Lauren is in real life. I have a feeling she's like 2.5 feet tall.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast. Hey, it was early. What do you want from us?
MATC this morning brought to you by Just Fitness, as it has for the last few days, because we are giving away Life Change Program entries today, this morning. Waiting on Scott Thomson to show up here, and we'll have a little chat with him, and we will draw the names. But little tease, this is going to be a competition between Ollie and I. Once again, we will be participating, so you will be workout buddies with Ollie and I. We're gonna have a few categories. Whose face gets redder?
Me.
Who has the most sweat? Me.
Oh,
no,
maybe.
it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me.
That one will be close.
I'm sweating right now. I'm not even doing anything. I'm just sweating. That's how I do. That's how I know I'm awake.
How's breakfast going, everybody?
That's great. Hey. I actually smell pretty good when I sweat. So yeah, we'll follow this along the entire way, and I'm really looking forward to this.
So am I. I have cheated slightly.
Oh, good.
I've lost 7 pounds since the start of the year.
7 pounds.
Oh wow!
Since the start of the year.
No.
What are you doing? Eating English food.
That I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, carbohydrates have gone.
Oh,
that's not a good thing for your brain.
Well, it still seems to be functioning. Hey, put it this way, it helped me get through Super Troopers 2.
So pompous.
So yeah, more exercise and significantly different diet and no Diet Coke.
No Diet
No!
Coke? I was waiting for that one.
Jeez.
Wow.
What are you gonna do?
Just been drinking water for the last 10 days.
Holy.
That doesn't have any brown or carbonation in it.
Aspartame?
Oh, it does have
nothing.
carbonation in it.
Oh,
I got a soda stream.
Oh, you got a soda stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
So I'm still carbonating it to trick myself.
Yeah.
But that seems to be working.
So are you making your own Diet Coke? Are you doing the syrup thing? Or are you just going straight carbonated water?
I mean, and also just like tap water. Cheese.
I mean, with pop, that's it's very true that it's kind of like it's almost like cigarettes in that like part of that experience will help you quit. So like with smokers, they have like inhalers that you can like hold in your fingers. So like that's part of the habit is having something in your finger or whatever, having something in your mouth, oral fixation.
As dumb as it sounds, like carbonating some tap water makes me think when I'm drinking it. It just takes away the sort of like, oh, this is dull. I'm just drinking water now. I just basically think, all right, yeah, fine.
Yeah, this is pop.
It actually,
absolutely.
Like, it's sad that it works, but it works.
Yeah, the sublimation of pop. So they're very good. 7 pounds lost already. I have not lost 7 pounds since the beginning of the year.
But you're gonna.
I indulge heartily over the holiday. I actually, the first 3 days of my holiday, I almost made myself sick. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ate so much.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I did something very similar. Fantastic. So really, I've just lost 7 pounds that I just put on like a week earlier.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Wheeler, Ollie, Lekter with you on your Thursday morning, joined by Scott Thomson. What's going on, buddy?
Good morning.
Good morning. We've been talking up Just Fitness all week long. Thanks so much for doing this with us, man. This has been a few years in the making.
Yeah, it has. We've been talking about this since back in the
other days. We don't need to talk about other
days.
Yeah, animal branded, whatever. But this is a great program. I've been talking it up to these guys as well because I did do it a couple years ago, and it is a wonderful, wonderful program. And I mean, I don't think it's unnecessary to say that like you kind of kick people's butts, and that's in a good way.
In a good way.
Yes, in a very good way.
It's hard to get people to understand that it's in a good way at first, but it's designed for beginners.
Yes.
Right? That's the whole premise behind this, is that we can scale anything for anyone.
Yeah.
I could go in the same class as you guys, do the same workouts, but scale it to what I need it to be for me, right? Yeah. So if you three are in the same class and, if Scott has better cardio, but Jesse, you're stronger, and Ollie, you just got a mindset like, screw you, I'm going to beat you guys. I can still scale each one that you're getting your own individual workout with the same plan.
Yes.
That makes sense.
I feel like you pretty much nailed us.
You like know our
pretty much how we operate.
I'm the strong one. Scott's got good cardio.
I've seen a few of your videos.
Yeah, and I mean, like, even when I was doing it, like, my knees, I don't have the best knees,
right?
So we would adjust things. Instead of skipping rope, I would do the rowing machine and stuff like that. And I love the rowing machine. I want to get
You're
one in my
sick
house.
puppy.
What? I love it. I love it. I don't know why. It just seems easier to me, I guess. So we are going to be drawing a couple names. We got 204 entries.
I've got 204 in front of me here. The way that this is going to work is we'll just get Mr. Wheeler to pick one. We'll get Scott on behalf of Just Fitness to pick one. And Lekter here is, first of all, going to just narrow the field a little. Just weed a few out.
Why did you want to do this?
So
this is the fun part.
This is the fun part. Telling numbers that they're not going to
ruining people's day. It's always the fun.
Well, we're not going to say the names
right now,
with the numbers.
Now,
of course we are.
Oh God,
we're going to say the names.
Of course,
right?
we're going to say the names.
Okay, there we go.
So I've got to be clear about
this.
This
is terrible.
If you hear your name, if you hear your name now, forget about it. If you hear your name from Scott or from Jesse when they actually pick the winners in a second, you need to write in either messages on Facebook or email us from the address you find on our website, which is mailbox@cavinradio.ca. You've got 15 minutes to get in touch and say whatever you want to claim that prize.
That's right.
You don't have to write anything special. You just have to say, yep, that's me. I got it. And then we will hook you up with that. But if you don't do that, then we're going to carry on through the morning. We'll keep drawing names until we've got 2 confirmed winners. So if you don't hear your name right now, don't worry. You might get a chance later on in the morning. Keep listening. So, Lekter, first of all, will you please eliminate? We're going to do 3.
Okay.
So we're going to eliminate.
Eliminate
Who's
3.
the first
All right.
one we are going to eliminate from contention?
All right. Number 1 is 163.
Oh God.
Number 163. We say goodbye to. You've picked one that I will struggle to pronounce, but I'm going to go for it. Nushi Ukoi. Nushi, if you are listening, I'm sorry. Lekter has eliminated you from proceedings.
Harsh.
I apologize. It's just what Lekter likes to do. So, okay. So we've ruined one person's day. Let's ruin a second person's day. Who else is not going to get this prize?
Number 101.
Room 101 belongs to Patrick Maloche.
Sorry, Patrick.
I'm sorry, Patrick. You are done for this contest. Don't worry, there's always next year. I'm sure we'll be back. Because let's face it, Jesse and I are not going to lose enough weight. We're going to have to come back.
The program works.
The program works.
You will lose.
All right.
We're not even. We don't
so this is a one-shot deal.
This is never happening again.
Well, we don't. And the other thing too is that we don't care about weight loss.
No.
Right? Like it's aptly named because it's about education.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a fad diet. It's not a magic pill. It's not. I could have you guys cut down to 1,200 calories a day, working out 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, get your before and after picture. Then I don't give a crap about you after and use you for marketing, right? But that's not the goal.
Right.
The goal is to educate, train, start from the ground up, and make sure that you're doing it properly. Mm-hmm. And then with weight, if you're losing fat and building muscle, your scale may not even change.
Right, that's right.
So that we're brainwashed to step on and off of this damn scale.
Yeah.
And I'm still like that. It's bad.
Honestly, if my weight does not change, but it all comes back in muscle, that's gonna be amazing.
Right? and we measure, right? So we measure your chest, we measure your waist, we measure your hips, we measure your bicep, we measure your quad, and we care about inches lost. So to put it as a visual, 5 pounds of fat is the equivalent to visually looking like 3 grapefruits. Okay?
Good Lord.
5 pounds of muscle is 3 clementines.
Yeah.
Right? So you hear the old saying, muscle weighs more than fat. That's not true because mass is mass.
Yeah.
Muscle's more dense than fat.
Yeah.
Right? So visually, another good way to look at it is 100 pounds of feathers and 100 pounds of bricks.
Yeah.
100 pounds of feather is going to take up this entire room. 100 pounds of bricks isn't.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're losing fat and building muscle, that number on the scale may not change at all. So making sure that people understand that concept is huge.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you put in and bust your balls for 6 weeks and eat well and move, and the number doesn't move on the scale, you're going to be very upset.
Yeah.
So making sure that you understand the concept of, mass, of muscle and fat. Plus, the one thing I can promise you, no matter what happens, is if you come in and put in the time, you're going to become more fit.
Yes.
That's a guarantee. However, if you come in and work out 5 hours a week with us and then go to McDonald's, I can't control what the scale is going to do. Right? But I can guarantee you that you will get more fit.
Yes.
Even though we shouldn't be eating them.
If I'm working out 5 times a week, I should be able to eat whatever I want.
McDonald's has taken quite a hit on this morning show so far.
That's
I think
fine.
we can probably rule them out from tomorrow's sponsorship.
Fine. Their salads are.
Let's ruin one more person's day. One more that we're going to eliminate.
All right, one more
then we're
person's
gonna pick
day.
two. Yep.
Can I just say before we do?
Yeah.
Scott, you sound great on the radio.
That's right.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Yeah.
last person we eliminate, number 58.
Number 58. Okay. We're going to say goodbye to, and I'm sorry about this,
Good Lord.
Kelly Selena.
Oh, sorry, Kelly.
Kelly, sorry about that.
Do you guys not feel awful about yourselves doing this?
Well, I'm
not
not doing it. Scott's doing it. Lecter's doing
Yeah, I'm
it. So
sure
I
Lecter
don't
feels
feel
terrible.
bad.
Okay.
I feel bad that Lecter likes this.
And now we come on to the main event. You've heard the pep talk just there. I'm excited having listened to that.
Absolutely.
Like, I can't wait to get stuck in and do this. Wheeler and I are going to be there. We are going to be joined by, let's try and find out. Pick me a number.
Number 72.
72.
Number 72, Rochelle Neglak-Voss.
Hey!
If you're listening, get in touch right now.
Do it.
Because you have 15 minutes. The clock starts now. It's 8:19. You've got till 8:34 to get in touch with the show. Rochelle Neglak-Voss, you have got 15 minutes to claim your place in Life Change with Just Fitness. That is number one. We got two of these to give away. Mr. Wheeler, give me a number.
I will go with 124.
Number 124 is Ryan Nichols.
Ryan
Hey!
I'm
happy.
I'm going to enjoy that one.
Ryan Nichols, you have got 15 minutes starting now to get in touch and claim that prize.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Joined by Scott Thomson of Just Fitness. We have just drawn the names of the winners for the Life Change program. Ryan Nichols and Rochelle Neglak-Voss have both gotten contacts, so the contest has ended.
Rochelle Neglak-Voss said, challenge accepted.
Well done.
And Ryan wrote in, like, this true?
Is this true? He doesn't want it to be true.
No, I don't
There
think
we
he
go.
does.
Cabin Radio, changing lives. We changed at least 2 lives, arguably 4 this morning.
That's right.
You, me, and Rochelle and Ryan, we're all going to be there. We're all going to come join you, Scott. And
Yeah.
we're going to give it a go.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. It's going to be great. Thanks so much again for doing this.
Yeah, it was
doing
fun,
this with
guys.
us.
If
Absolutely.
people are listening to this, and obviously we had a whole bunch of people enter, and not everybody gets a chance to win. If people are still interested, is there still room?
There is, yeah. So obviously it's January and people start their New Year's resolutions this time of year. We usually cap at about 25. We're over halfway there already.
Nice.
So
Okay.
it starts next Monday. There is still time to sign up. You can sign up right up until Monday or until we hit the cap. You can contact me, info@justfitness.ca, or go onto our Facebook page and all the information's on there.
Come have some fun. Hang out with us.
I got to get some
and
shoes.
give us some moral support. Really?
I can-
You mentioned that?
Can't do it in my
just-
winter boots.
I can give you lots. I'm a shoe guy. I like shoes. So
What size are your feet?
you can't have my shoes.
Oh, I
You guys,
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.